The North has a right to agitate for Sharia law. The Muslim North has a right to agitate for Sharia law. You see, the problem here is not the North. The problem is the system. No country has ever thrived on multiculturalism. There is no country that has ever thrived on true multiculturalism. If we take, for instance, countries like the USA, the Canada, they will tell you that they are a multicultural country, but they are not. What they have is a false multiculturalism. You cannot refer to migrants who has come into your country, join your military, some join your government, they work for you, they are in many professional fields, and then you refer to that as your country being multicultural. No, that's false multiculturalism. In fact, in the real sense of it, it's not multiculturalism. In the sense that you already have your institutions, you already have your constitutions that has made it very clear that this is the kind of religion, this is the kind of language, this is the approach to everything. The migrant has no say, he has nothing to change. That is not multiculturalism. Now, if we go to a country like Canada, the same thing. If we go to Switzerland, where truly we have a different set of persons, because if you talk about a country with a multicultural set of persons, you should mention Switzerland first. Switzerland is where we have the Germans, the Italians, the Romans, and the French together. But the good thing about the Switzerland is they have cantons. Cantons are like states in Nigeria. But better still, they could better be referred to as regions. These cantons have very, very strong institutions. They have a very strong parliament. They have their different police. They have their different policies, depending. And you know what? These different persons has systematically, these different French, German has been systematically pushed into certain cantons that could accommodate their similarities. The cantons style systematically separated the different persons, the French, the Germans, so that each of their institutions and constitution will be able to accommodate their similarities just that way. Such is not the case in Nigeria. Nigeria is a country that after 60 years, they've not had their own constitution that has any of the groups of the Nigerian people in mind in the constitution. Totally an alien constitution, alien to everybody in Nigeria as a country. All right, it's a constitution that never puts the diversities, the differences, the peculiarities of the different regions into consideration. And that is why it tends to be putting together things that should have existed strongly, separated, pushing the strong narrative that there is strength in diversity. There is no argument about that, but multiculturalism, as the Nigerian state has brought up, has institutionalized, has never been the roadmap to any better and prosperous country. If Nigeria must thrive, we must understand that truly multiculturalism is inexistent. It's not the way to go. Let me come down to a very clear example. If the North, like I stated earlier, that the North has a right to go for their Sharia law. If Nigerians were divided into regions, and then the regions are governed by the principles that are very, very peculiar to the people, the South will not have the North trying to propagate. You won't hear the Fulani people trying to push or to gain more land from anywhere, because the system will make their own land sufficient for them to put up any rule that will guide them. The other sets in the Nigerian system will be able to put up rules that are not alien to them, but that will be able to guide them, considering their ethnicity, considering the religion that is peculiar to them. Because for every person, there are religions that are peculiar to every set of people. So if the North say that Islam is their religion, everything about them should go with their religion. Everything about them should go with their ethnicity, so that it doesn't look like they are forcing certain persons in their different states under Sharia law, and then it becomes an uproar in the country. Why is it an uproar? Let there be regions being controlled by their own values, by their own system, Let their constitution be the people driven. And then you see progress that are peculiar to every region. There are progress that are peculiar to every region. Only those people can provide or produce that progress. It can't be replicated by any other region. But we've used this false narrative of there is strength in diversity. The different tongues in Nigeria are the strength of Nigeria, being preached by very, very few set of persons, which inside of them, they know that they are not telling themselves the truth. However, it should be very clear to us that there is no country that has ever truly thrived on multiculturalism. Persons thrive better when their constitutions are their people driven, when their constitutions are their indigenous language and indigenous religion driven. That way, you can record true progress. Else, everyone might just be deceiving themselves for a very long time. Nigeria should learn. Divide. Let everyone develop at their own pace and time.